A low whine echoed in the dim, yellow-lit hallway of the animal rescue shelter. A figure, a small, scruffy dog with matted fur, lay curled on a thin blanket in the corner, trembling. Her ribcage heaved oddly, each breath shallow, ragged. Her eyes, warm pools of dark sorrow, flickered with fear and confusion. Staff passed without noticing. To them, she was just another case, another number, until the vet tech, Marisol, knelt down and gently placed her fingers on the dog's collar tag. Coco. Coco was small, no more than 20 pounds, her coat once a rich cinnamon brown, now speckled with gray and tufts missing here and there. Marisol whispered, "Hey, girl," as she stroked Coco's ears. Coco responded by thrusting her muzzle in the palm, as if seeking reassurance. But as soon as Marisol lifted her to standing, Coco yelped, a sharp, piercing cry, and backed away. Her legs trembled like stalks of wheat in a storm. Marisol's heartbeat jumbled with worry. She watched Coco stumble across the floor, her paws skidding, the dog's eyes darting this way and that. Marisol followed, murmuring, "You're okay. I've got you. We're going to figure this out." Coco halted at a cage door, then skidded sideways and collapsed. Heart racing, Marisol swiped a towel and ran over. Coco's ribcage fluttered in and out unnaturally fast, her tongue lolling aside. Medics lifted her gently, eyes wide. "Call Dr. Lang," Marisol said. "No." The vet came, his white coat flapping as he examined Coco's breathing. His face tightened. He signaled for the oxygen tank. Coco's sides heaved, her eyes flickered in confusion. He murmured to the tech, "Start an IV, blood work." "Full panel." Marisol, voice trend-hidder, "She just got here. No history." The vet nodded. "We'll figure it out." His tone was calm, but Coco's world was spinning. Later, in a small room bathed in muted green light, Marisol hunched over Coco's sleeping form on the stainless steel exam table. The monitor beeped steadily. Coco's temperature was feverish, slight swelling in her joints, her eyes half glazed. Marisol closed her eyes. She had seen many dogs before, neglected, abused, hungry. But Coco's fear, that broken trust, it spoke directly to her heart. She stroked Coco's neck, feeling a tremor. "Hang on, baby." That night Marisol took Coco home. On her lap, wrapped in a towel, Coco rested her head against Marisol's chest. Every labored breath echoed through the apartment. Marisol's phone rattled with lab results. She read anemia, elevated liver enzymes, low platelets. She stared at the screen, stomach twisting. She grabbed at Coco's small paw, whispered, "You're not alone." Marisol's dreams that night were filled with Coco's whimpering, her panting, her slow, stumbling steps. Morning sunlight washed across the blanket where Coco lay, unresponsive. The vet team at the shelter called to update. They suggested transferring Coco to a specialty clinic, but Marisol paused. She had never meant to adopt a sick dog, but she couldn't abandon her, not now. Not ever. She dialed back. "I'll bring her in. I want to stay with her." They met at the specialty clinic. Bright lights, hushed voices. Coco's examination revealed swollen lymph nodes, possible tick-borne disease, maybe Rocky Mountain spotted fever, ehrlichiosis. Marisol watched every test being drawn. She shivered when the vet said they'd start her on doxycycline. Days passed. Marisol slept in uncomfortable chairs. Coco lay on hospital blankets. Occasionally Coco lifted her ears, sniffed at Marisol's scent. Marisol read to her. She played soft music. "Here Comes the Sun." Rain dripped outside, inside, chocolate the chew mix trembled. One evening Coco began to quiver. Not in fear, but a shudder of suffering. Marisol stood and poured water into a bowl. Coco drank slowly. Marisol stroked her head. "I've got you," she whispered. "Just a little longer." Coco was still not improving. Night fell again. Marisol returned at 11, then 3, then 5. Coco sighed, exam pale gums, blood in her stool. The vet suggested blood transfusion. Platelets falling dangerously. Marisol's heart raced. Do it. They found a donor dog, Bruno, healthy and gentle. His blood transfusion gave Coco fresh cells. She coughed, eyes fluttering, then collapsed in exhaustion. The doctor said, "This buys time." Marisol curled beside Coco, blankets tangled. Coco lifted a paw and wrapped it around Marisol's finger. Tears blurred the lines between hope and fear. Marisol whispered, "We'll make it." The next day, Coco wagged slightly. She tried to stand, fell, but the wag was there. Marisol smiled through tears. "You're tough. Lab results PCR positive for religiosis." But other markers were worse. The doctor frowned. Kidneys deteriorating, Liver A struggling. Coco had generalized organ stress. Marisol's phone buzzed. The Animal Medicine Board had a trial treatment, an experimental immunosuppressive protocol combined with doxycycline. It's risky, the doctor warned. Marisol nodded. Let's do it. The treatment began high, dose pulse steroids followed by taper. Coco's breathing slowed. Marisol held her paw. Coco purred, a low rumble in her chest. When Marisol hummed, brown-eyed girl. It was her small victory, the dog's gentle purr. Marisol closed her eyes, pressed her cheek to Coco's head. Hope stirred again. Weeks later, lab results came back, platelets rising, kidney values stable, liver enzymes trending downward. Coco's belly grew rounded with appetite. The first day she ate kibble, Marisol wept, her relief so strong it shook her knees. Coco began walking tentative at first, then more steady. Marisol wheeled her outdoors, sun warming her fur. Cocoga sniffed grass blades, birds chirping. She whimpered excited and dashed a few steps before stopping, tail wagging half-heartedly. Marisol laughed and ran after her, tears streaming. Word spread, rescue dog with mystery symptoms. Viral spotlight. Animal welfare websites picked it up. Coco's story filled hearts. Viewers across social media donated. Marisol, overwhelmed, sobbed when the cumulative donations paid for Coco's extended stay. But Coco's journey wasn't over. She still had therapy sessions, physical therapy and patience. Could she ever be truly well? That became the question. Months later, Coco was cleared to go home. Marisol opened the front door. Coco bounded in, her coat glossy, her eyes bright. She jumped onto Marisol's lap, wagging like a flag in wind. Marisol wrapped her in her arms. Welcome home. Coco's recovery was slow but steady. She relearned to climb steps, balance on tile floors, chase a tennis ball. Pain meds tapered. She still flinched occasionally at loud noises. But every day she grew stronger. Marisol shared Coco's journey on a blog, daily updates, blood work numbers, photos of Coco's progress. Pet owners around the world cheered her on. Comments flooded. Thank you for sharing. I feel hopeful for my own pup. A year after that trembling day in the shelter, Coco was adopted by a retired teacher, Mrs. Patel, who lived nearby. Coco ran through Mrs. Patel's garden, chasing butterflies. She fell asleep on the porch swing, warm breeze ruffling ears. Marisol visited often. They shared Coco puffs and dog treats, laughter and tears. Coco had scars in her blood work, but not on her spirit. She taught everyone she met how bright hope could be when someone cares, how even broken dogs can dance again. Late one afternoon, Marisol and Coco sat on the grass. Marisol scratched between her ears. Coco looked up, eyes radiant. Marisol whispered, "You saved me too." Coco leaned in, nudged her hand, and sighed contentedly. The mystery had broken hearts, but its end, unexpected, beautiful, viral, was healing for them all.